It's you. Same. I got my new teeth. I don't know. I don't remember what was going on with them. I'm sure I probably told you at some point to get new teeth. And I got them, so. Aside from that, just trying to live life and not the same old, I'm trying to get things going back up here again. Things are fun, though. Well, it kind of was, I had pretty much decided to do that, but I don't know what the hell happened. I ended up opening somebody sent me someone from people, someone from this, not my, it wasn't in my family, but sort of is like in the family that they sort of, people, just in the group that, my family hangs out with or whatever. Can you hear me now? Is anyone alive out there? Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me though? Ah! Fuck. Oh my god. Fuck off. Sorry, my fucking dog keeps knocking my. Well, my cell phone both my cell phones both died on me. One got water damage, and the other one is just fucked. So I have to stream with my laptop. So it's hard to know. I'm not sure how much you can hear, but I was trying to have the the background music to do the whole ASMR vibe thing, but I guess it's too hard to hear. Yeah, so I'm waiting to get a new phone. So yeah, way fun. A couple of guys from work offered to, they wanted bids or whatever, so they offered to sit. I said, well, I don't have a phone. I wanted, I don't understand that. I don't get it. It's not even very loud. But, okay. And I can't play anything on anything else, and I'm trying to, well, I guess it's not a big deal. But yeah, so. What's up with you? Well, I would love to be able to. I would love to. Um, I'm happy to give you something for it. I'd rather give you a few bucks for it than buy a new one. But like I said, a couple of guys from work offered to send me one for a couple of videos or whatever. I thought, okay, well that's a lot better than buying one myself and everything. So if you can, great. If not, it's not a big deal. I can buy one, but I would rather not. The cost of living is so fucking high, and having to, buy everything and having to, still buying buying stuff for Mark and everything. And he's trying hard to get on his feet and get a job and everything. But so a crazy thing happened. I told long story, but look, the short of it is I don't know if you remember my boyfriend Anwar. I told you about him. He's from a different country and everything. Well, still talking to him, and it's. I mean, I have everything I need for the most part and everything, but it's still like I feel like I'm like a frog jumping from like rock to rock or whatever, and beneath is like a huge pit of fire. I mean, I'm good for the most part and everything, but it's still everything is so fucking expensive, you know, and then not being and having to rely on other people all the time to get what you need. I mean, I can't order most stuff online, but and then my daughter. I don't know if I told you about my daughter, but I have a daughter. I I don't remember if yeah. So she and I are, she's that's a bit of a not a shit show exactly, but it's just a really difficult situation. She lives with her dad there. She lives with her dad down south in Fort Erie. Her dad and she has a boyfriend there and whatever. And her dad is really struggling because I don't know the specifics of it, but he got laid off for a few months and he was struggling with now he's struggling with rent and da da da. So everything is really tight. She keeps asking me for money, and which I'm happy to do. I mean, she doesn't ask for anything and absorb it and everything. It's just that you know I don't have a ton myself, so I'm trying to, and she's trying to get a job and everything, and it's just this big thing, and yeah, yep, and then he we've never been good. Like we were, I mean, how do I put this? Like we were never in love. We were never. It was we dated for a few months, and that was pretty much it. That was the extent. I can imagine. I can imagine. I mean, as much as I hate my job, I mean, it does give me it's it does help me live, and I really appreciate that and everything. So I gotta try to keep that in mind. But she has her boyfriend has a friend. I don't know who he is. She just talked. She just mentioned that he has a friend. His friend is trying to find him a job. Is trying to find them a job. Okay. So great, I'm trying to support that and everything, but I'm just saying that because that now that while she doesn't have a job and everything, I'm having to. She keeps me, and I'm happy to give her what I can. I really am. I mean, she's my daughter. I want her to be happy. She doesn't ask for anything. I'm absorbing it, and if I can't do it, she says it's okay. She's not trying to. She says that she feels like shit asking. Exactly, exactly. And it helps me going and it helps me take care of Benji and Mark you know and Mark's going crazy because he's trying to find a way uh he's trying to find a way to he's very he works with his hands all the time and everything, and he's trying to find a vehicle. He's trying to find a way to find a vehicle, and he has a vintage VW bus that he. Do you want the truth? It's a work thing. Let me just put it that way. I was trying to make a shower video and I put a damn thing on the ground, on the floor, and and I've taken the thing in with me. I mean, not like under the water, but I've taken it and held it up like that, and done my thing, and everything, and it was fine. Then I put it on the floor, and somehow that's what fucked it up. So yeah, okay, my bad. Yeah, so that's oh hey, you asked. I'm kidding. Yeah, so that was how that happened. I tried to dry it out, and it didn't happen. So way fun for me. Yeah, I did totally. But it did not work. It bit the bucket. It bit the rice. It bit the dust. So yeah. Oh, I started walking again. I'm trying to get my I'm trying to get myself. I'm trying to get myself. I'm trying to lose weight and everything, and the phone. For some reason, the heart emoji that you can hit to like the screen or whatever, it's right over top of, like, it's right in a place. I don't. Yeah, I need to be able to. I don't call anybody, but I need to be able to. Well, the odd time I need to be able to use a phone. I can check it out, I guess. I know nothing about this stuff. I suck at technology. Well, I do, yeah, but I do. I use my phone for like work and everything. I stream with it. I want to stream with the phone with this because I don't want to be. I mean, I don't want to use my webcam. I want to be able to, whatever. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'm really hoping that I get one of those. I don't know. I mean, if one of those guys ends up coming through and sending me one of theirs, then it'll be a lot better to easier to make a couple of videos for that and then not have to pay for it. But we'll see. Oh my god, you would not believe what happened to me. Well, it was just a huge misunderstanding, but it cost me. It's gonna cost me $500. Well, that's the tricky part. It's just at the odd time when if I ever have to text somebody or if I have to, call somebody at the very odd time, I do need to have that. So I don't know. I'll have to look it up and see what I can find and what's available and everything. So I don't really know. Okay. Long story short, I'll try. Okay, so there's a local business, a local family here that sells meat, that sells ground beef and stuff like that, right? So and I like to I prefer to buy local plus they deliver and everything. So I like to, and the lady the woman was my daughter's a teacher at one point when she was a kid, local place. So I'm saying that I bought there before and everything is fine. They're great people and they're really good people. So I'm saying that now the thing is that when I buy in cash. Like I want 20. I want for $50 worth. I want 60, whatever. I don't buy. I don't because I don't buy in. I don't ask for it in pounds because I don't really. This is what I can afford. Give me I'll just take what I can get for this much, right? So, but I know that it usually is in poundages. So I suck at telling stories. My point is that I made my order and I ordered $80 worth of meat, right? So then he came by and gave me a box and that was that. It was fine. I put everything away. Everything was fine. Then a couple of days later, his wife messages me and I deal with both of them. It just whoever kind of responds first type thing or whatever. But I'm saying that his wife messages me, says, "Hey, he made a mistake and thought that you wanted 80 pounds worth of meat, not $80." So he said, so she's like, would you like to pay for the rest, or do you want us to come pick it up? I'm like, okay, well, how much is the rest of it? Thinking, okay, well, maybe it'll be whatever. She's like 480. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, I can't afford that. I'll have to give it back. And then I realized I don't have 80 pounds worth of meat in my freezer. So at the time, she happened to be in the area and said that she was gonna start. I was kind of gone. I went to check in, and she's like, can we stop by and whatever. So all of a sudden, she knocks on my door, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't have 80 pounds worth of. She's like, well, he said that he left it with a girl, left it with another girl, and da 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 da. And now I have girl neighbors who are, whatever, and I didn't know who this was at the time because I've since I had after this whole thing happened, I figured I found out who it was and we talked and everything. No. It wasn't that. As my dad was here, let me finish the story. So I'm saying that that this guy, the man, brought the meat, and he ran to this girl, and I guess and she asked if he wanted to help. He's like, no, it's okay. I just got a couple boxes, no worries. Da, da, da. So he leaves the first two boxes on the on the freezer that's outside my. There's a common area hall type thing that's out there, and there's a freezer out there. It's not used. It's just there. It's just storage or whatever. But he left them there, and then I guess she said that she would let him know that I'll let her know. Da, da, da. So, I did, but I didn't hear anything. Since after I found out, after because I talked to after I talked, the woman told me that her husband had left them with somebody. I'm like, who the hell was that? So I checked around, whatever, and found out it was well, I don't know if you know Sarah, but it was Sarah. And I asked him, like, so what the hell, what happened with the meat? Because the woman said that she had left the meat with the girl. He had given the meat to the girl, like, whatever. So I'm like, what happened? And then she said that he had left it on the freezer, and that she had said, no. That's Shelly. Sarah's another. She's just a neighbor in the area. She's just like a next door neighbor, or whatever. She comes and goes. Yeah, she's. But I'm saying that she said that she called into me. Hey, Deb, there's a package for you on the freezer. I didn't hear anything. I heard nothing. And even if I hear package, I would probably think like the post office. I wouldn't think meat. So it doesn't matter either way because I didn't hear it. So I'm saying that this meat got left out on the freezer and it ended up going bad. And the funny thing was we all smelt the meat. We all saw it was, but it wasn't. I guess it was boxed up and it was packaged up or whatever. So we didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden we started smelling meat, and nobody knew whose it was. So we don't touch it. Yeah, exactly. So this meat, and I didn't know. I wasn't expecting. I got what I ordered, so I didn't expect to get more. I didn't get the message that there was more on the freezer, so it ended up going bad. So by the time the lady got here and everything, I had no idea that it was there. I had no idea that it went bad. I was like, oh my god, I have no idea. I don't have 80 pounds worth of meat. So then she, you know, she wasn't upset, but she was like, she's very nice, she was respectful, and she's not gonna go freak out or whatever and everything. But thank God for that. But I'm saying I felt mortified. I mean, like I couldn't. It wasn't my fault, but I couldn't give back to her. So I'm saying that now meat has to be covered, right? And that's like $500. So I messaged the guy and said, I'm sorry, so sorry about what happened and the confusion about the meat. And then he replied to me. He said that he saw that he had messaged me about the mistake, but that he saw that the message hadn't been sent and that I didn't receive it. So he seems like he tried, but technology sucks sometimes. So I didn't get the message. So then by the time that his wife messaged me and came by and whatever, it was all gone. Like it had rotted already. So it was just a really huge misunderstanding all around. And they're good people and everything. So I just said, you know, um, I offered to cover it. I don't love it. But I just couldn't not. I'm kind of hoping that they'll maybe offer to cover half or something like that. But just because it was really no one's fault. It just really, really, it seems like he tried to tell me, but it just didn't happen. And then, and I tried, and I didn't have a clue that it was there. Trust me, I would never let 80 pounds worth of meat go bad. I mean, I couldn't, whatever. So yeah. So now I got to deal with that. But I told them, I'll pay it off as I can, whatever. So plus I got to still buy more. I've still got ground beef. I've still got 2 roasts, and well, I mean, I guess, but I mean, like, I'm not gonna, they're very, um, that's the one thing one of the things I like about small towns is they're not just out for. I get it's fine. I get that's a lot of my everything, but they're not. I wasn't trying to cheat them. They're not trying to cheat me. We all understand that it was a really bad. There was a really bad misunderstanding. I bought for them before. There's nobody trying to fuck anybody over and everything. It's just a really bad, bad situation. Just a really bad misunderstanding. So it just happened to, you know, so it is what it is. And I feel bad in a sense because I do only. Okay, video for what? Oh, you have a YouTube channel? Oh, cool. Cool, cool, cool. That's cute. Nice. Okay. I have to lay down. I did. I could only sit up for so long, and I was working before I did this, so I had to. It kind of sucks because I don't level. I mean, it's not like I. But. Can you not see me? It's fine from here. Dork. Dork, dork, dork. So how's you? Yeah, same. Isn't it fun? I'm really trying to force myself to work on my negative thoughts and everything, and you know, trying to change my thought patterns and everything. But it's hard as fuck. You know, it's like no matter how hard I try to make to think positively, it's like I always say it's like I'm bowling, and no matter how hard I try to hit all the pins or whatever, I always 95% of the time ends up in the gutter. You know, it's so hard because I'm trying to do things I enjoy doing, but there's really nothing. I mean, like everything that I enjoy doing, I'm not like with the guitar. I'm trying. I don't play often, but I do try the odd time to play because it's just that I have to sit up to do it, and I can only sit up for so long, and I have to sit up to work, so I can't. And then when I do it, I just get so I can't wrap my head around how to. I try to, but I I it's to be able to because I have a hard time with strumming, and I can't do it like it I call it like I can't get a good rhythm going, because some songs need slow rhythm, some songs need they just need certain some songs need to be picked, some songs need to just have a good rhythm, you know, and I really suck at that. And that's one thing I would kill to be able to do. I can sing and I can write songs, but I can't play to save my life. Mark is an awesome guitar player, and it not. I mean, when I say, I mean, I get jealous as fuck of his ability. Like he's been doing it for 30 so years. So, but I want that so much, and I still can't be able to do it. But even anything else, like I got into drawing for a bit, but again, I have to sit up to be able to do that. You know, and just anything that I try to do to make myself happy, just is like the odd time it does happen where I'm like really proud of myself, or I'm it's like that was awesome, or I do get excited, but it's so few and far between. and just my thoughts just keep focusing on what I don't have. And I'm very grateful for everything that I do have. I'm grateful for my house, especially these days, because I know how hard it is to, there's, homelessness is a huge problem and everything, and I get that. I'm very lucky to have my house, and my rent is, my rent, I can, I can handle my rent, um, and although my hydro, my landlord had to up my hydro, my rent $250 or $200 or whatever it was, and Mark was nice enough to offer, because he gets welfare now, but and he gets like $160 after his rent's paid, so he offered to put in the extra 100 for me, so I could cover 100. He covers 100, so that covers that. So it's, but I still have to pay the landlord 1,000. I still have to start paying that off of that huge hydro bill and everything. And he hasn't mentioned it at all. I mean, he did once, but he was in the hospital for a while because he was going through some medical shit with his leg and everything, and it's kind of a long story, but I went outside to take Benji outside, and he and Mark were talking on the phone. I guess he had called his one of the. It's really hard to explain. It just there's a. I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard to explain. One of the Mark's ex, when my landlord came here, he ended up befriending, just becoming friends with some of the people in the area and everything, and Mark's ex and the people who used to live in the house, the people that the Grand Central or whatever. Oh, nice. Well, good for you. That's awesome. I wish that I could do it more. I just, but my back is such an issue that I can't really. I mean, I can't do it much. Can't do it for long, especially because I have to sit up to work, and it's just like, you know. But I still try. I'm trying to. Yeah, he lives here. I mean, not lives here. He. I don't remember what was happening before, but he was living across the street after. I don't remember how much I told you, but his house burnt down years a couple. His lost his house in the fire last summer, and um his ex, who he was living with before. Oh, this is a huge shit show. Whatever. Yes, exactly. So when the people when they got evicted from for their crap or whatever, he was staying there and he had to leave. So the landlord let him bring his trailer over here and all his stuff over here and everything. So now he pays rent. Yeah. So, but he's trying to get his ass in gear and trying to um put trying to he has a vintage VW bus he wants to sell. Not wants to, but has to, or he needs to get a vehicle because he wants to get a vehicle and get a job and get money because he doesn't have any money. He has like $60 to his name for the month. And he works like a fucking dog. He really does. He used to be a truck driver. He used to have lots of money, and then things just he was married before, and that ended. And I'm just saying he had money before he was very well. I don't want to say successful because successful to me is like he was, but he had money. And now he's at the other opposite end of that. So he doesn't have any money, and he's battling his shit and his depression, and it's a really difficult situation. So yeah, and I was gonna say that I talked to Anwar today or yesterday, I guess it was, and really struggling with dealing with that and everything. But he's still trying. He's another one that works like a dog. it goes up and down. It's a crazy situation because the landlord is a good guy. He is a good guy, but at the same time, he also he gets upset about things, and instead of dealing with it like an adult, he lashes out, and he'll like I was saying, Mark Sachs is the she they were he the landlord made friends with her because they were he was just making friends with the neighbors or whatever, and they got to know each other, and then when they got evicted, he let them move her and her dogs. She has dogs, like three dogs or whatever, move into there's a shed next door to our building. So he's there, and she ended up helping him out because he has dogs. He last winter he fell and he broke his leg. So he's been basically he's been bedridden for the last year or so. I mean he's gotten better and everything, but it's just a big shit show. So she's kind of like my she's who helps him out and everything. But I'm saying that when he gets upset for whatever reason, then because he likes to be in control, he's a good guy, but he's just very he can be controlling, and it's almost like living with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When he's good, he's great. When he's not good, he's not nice. And like there's been times when he gets upset and everything, and then he'll go out and he'll he'll have Mark he'll call out to Mark, and he'll have Mark go and turn the hydro off to the shed, which is not cool and it's not legal. Instead of dealing it, but at the same time, it's just not cool. It doesn't happen all the time, and normally he for the most part he's a good guy and everything, but it's just a really difficult situation. But for the most part, he's a good guy, but he just doesn't handle things very well. He's from down there actually. He's from Toronto, and but he and on a good day, he's great, but I'm saying that I still owe him $1,000 for this hydro bill because, and I don't know if I told you about all this or anything, but my previous landlord, what's that? What reference? My previous landlord couldn't afford the bills for the house because the hydro was pretty expensive, and plus it's an old building. My part isn't, but the front part of the building is very old, and it was falling apart in one spot and had to be repaired, and he couldn't do that. He couldn't afford to repair it, so that's why he decided to sell it. And he went through. He went through. Oh, Jekyll and Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's a story. It's a kind of like I don't know. It's not a fairy tale, but it's an old story about this doctor, a mad scientist who, who he's a very intelligent gentleman or whatever, and he experiments with things. He experiments with I don't know what, I forget, but on a good and when he's not, and he takes this experiment or whatever, which turns him into this a Jekyll, like a werewolf kind of thing. So when he's not, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. So when he's not taking this stuff or whatever, he's a lovely gentleman. When he is taking it, or when he has taken it, he becomes his werewolf guy, and it's just completely opposite, like night and day type thing. So so it's just right, okay. So right, okay, so the bill, yeah. So I'm still, and he hasn't mentioned it to me except for once, and it wasn't he wasn't bitching about it at all. He just said that that it's still there, and because what happened was that I ended up, when he first told me about it, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't afford to pay because it was $2,000 or whatever or something. I forget what it was, but it was something like $2,000 the whole thing. And then so I was able, and then I thought, okay, well, I remember that I hadn't done my taxes for the year before, so I thought if I do my taxes, then I'll get all the benefits, all the tax refunds, and with all the credits and everything. You get them in lump sum, right? So I did that, and even that I took a couple months to do because I did the wrong year first of all. And it was just it was a long time. It was a couple months before I even got it. But then when I finally did get it, I sent him like $1,500. I didn't pay the whole thing. No, there's still like $1,000 owing on it. But I paid what I could, and then we chatted about it once, and he said that he doesn't expect me to pay it all off in one spot and everything, but I do have to get it. It is still there. That other bit, because when I paid him off the first time, I even said, please let me know if there's anything else owing on it, and I'll get it to you when I can. And he said nothing about it. He never said a word to me, but he's mentioned it to Mark a couple of times. He's mentioned that to me just in passing word. I'm like, he's never said a word to me, But anyway, I'm saying, so I got to do that. So I'm really hoping to. I'm really trying, but with everything I got to pay for and the cost of everything is crazy high. I just never had the money to. I just got some now. I just got another little bit of money, and I'm hoping to give him 100 out of that. And start paying it off, and then I guess try to give some to the meat people. And I gotta get new shoes. And blah 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 blah. So yeah, way more fun. But anyway, I was gonna say that I'm still with it. Anwar and I are still together, and we talked yesterday for the first time in a month again. He's working like crazy and trying to get over here and everything and whatever, and it's just really it's hard as fuck to deal with, but still trying to and everything. I told them I don't know I told you, but I had told him about Mark a while ago and everything, and he wasn't. Oh yeah. There's a Mark's Brick warehouse in the next town where I live in. Okay, well, Howard, do you mean are you saying I can use your discount? Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up then. I didn't even think about the site because Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that, Miss Paws. I'll definitely check that out. Because I bought these cheap ones from Amazon, and they're falling apart already. And I mean, I don't really. They're $20 or whatever, and I tend to buy cheaper. I know that it you get what you pay for, obviously, and everything, but I just didn't want to spend $50, $60 if I didn't have to. But I realized that I probably can't get out of it. I have to, it doesn't help to buy $20 shoes and then have to replace them in a couple months. So Well, thank you. Right. Okay. Are you still working for the bus company? Well, it's summer now, so I guess you wouldn't. Well, or is that where you're working, or do you have another job? I can't get to Walmart. I guess I could order online though. My go-to is Amazon. I never think of the other ones unless I can't find what I want on Amazon. Then I try others. But hmm. Well, okay. Do you have a do you have do you have a discount for that too, or no? The big bus, like a city bus, or I don't know what you mean. I don't think I could drive one of those to save my life. I'm a good driver with a car, but I think I would suck at driving those. The biggest thing I drove was a minivan. Okay, well, anything helps. Okay. Well, cool. You for a job? uh, excuse me. I think I told you I started to walk in again. I'm really trying to lose weight and get my weight under control. And I mean, I only have so much time in the summer, like to be able because I can't really get out in the winter. I mean, I can, but I can't get very active in the winter because I can't go very far. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't love buying at Walmart though, in a sense, so because I know that they treat their employees like crap, and they, basically, it's just not something I want. I love buying. I love supporting, but at the same time, I don't usually have it. I mean, I used to when I was in Sudbury. We used to go there and everything, but I just buy from Amazon now. I buy clothes from a plus size store online that I found that's awesome. But for the most part, I just go to Walmart. I just go to you just used to Amazon. I have looked at Walmart before too, but only just for things I can't find on Amazon. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just need to get the fuck out of this body. I mean, like, I hate it. It's just I can't move properly. I'm sick of being so limited in what I can do, and I'm sick of not being able to move properly, and I'm sick of just, I can walk around and I'm, on all that stuff and everything, but anything I do as a physical is difficult. I have to sit down to do everything I'm gonna do. I have to think about how I'm going to do everything. And cooking anything that everybody does every day, is a big deal for me. I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to take the summer and start walking, and I've been trying to, and I decided to give up sugar. I mean, I used to do keto. I know I have a bunch of fake sugar left from there, so I'm just trying to, you know, it sucks. But yeah, I hear ya. Well, do what you can, do what you gotta do, right? I mean, my depression is crap. I mean, I'm trying to push myself to go, and I have better days than others, of course, and everything, but for the most part, everything is just, my thoughts are always about, I don't have this, I don't have that. And it's not about, like, I want. It's just things like, I want, anywhere to be here. I want to have a better relationship with my daughter. I want to be able to go and see her. I want to have a car. I want to be able to, not have to rely on other people to take care of myself. I mean, just as far as like getting groceries and whatever, but and I just and it just like, and I want to be able to enjoy my life. I want to be able to do things that I enjoy, but I can't really. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that, but it just really sucks that I can't find a way to be. I can't find a way to be able to enjoy my life. Like, everything I do is. Oh, I know. I get that. So, and it's funny because I love chocolate, and it's like my guilty pleasure, like my comfort food, right? That and chips. And so I thought I used to do keto, and so I have a bunch of fake sugar here that because I was trying it for a while, and everything, and but I ended up, I think it was last Christmas, I just kind of fell off the wagon and whatever, and it was just too stressful and I couldn't take it anymore, so I just stopped. But I still got the sugar, so I'm not doing keto. Yeah, I'm not gonna do keto exactly, but I'm just gonna drop all the sugar. And I'm just going to, and I mean, and I'm hoping that will help. Because I weighed myself the other day, or a while ago, for the first time I after the last time I weighed myself, if that makes any sense, when I was paying attention to it and everything. And I'm at, well, I guess for myself, I'm at 300, right? And then I was trying not to get like too OCD about it, because I'm like, I'll just check quickly, I'll just look or whatever. And it's not like it becomes like a huge deal or whatever, but it's a little, I don't want to be all OCD about it. I just want to let it happen and whatever. But I checked it again probably a week or so later, and I was down to like 298. I thought, okay, cool, what's happening, whatever, and everything. But then I and I've been walking and everything for the most part, pretty much every day. But then I still eat bad food. I mean, I eat fairly healthily. I actually eat really healthy, except for the chocolate and except for the chips. Which, and that's a big deal. So then so then the next time I weighed myself, I was still at that 297 or whatever it was, you know, and then and then I kept walking and walking and walking and everything, and then the other day I weighed myself, and and then today I weighed myself again, or no, I weighed myself a second time, and I was still at the 297, right, and then I just weighed myself again yesterday, and I was up to 304. So I'm like, okay, I need to stop sugar. So I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna, and I actually I made myself some chocolate stuff with some fake sugar in it, and it's actually pretty good. I just added some coffee to it, and I made like a little paste out of chocolate and olive oil, and not olive oil, coconut oil, and fake sugar, and coffee, and chocolate chocolate cocoa. Oh. Yeah, it's not fun. But I need to try to, get myself healthy. And I mean, I don't think I'm unhealthy exactly. I mean, I am obviously, technically I'm morbidly obese, I'm sure. But I'm saying that, but my chest is like 20 pounds of that. So yeah, I hear ya. I have a friend down south. Well, actually, probably near. Well, here. She was in Mississauga. Now she's in. It doesn't matter where she is. I'm just saying that has the same issues with us. She's been struggling too, and she has a kid now, and the kid's probably about 3, I think now. Or she's getting older, but I'm saying that before she was on keto and she was losing weight and everything, and now she's still battling it. And plus, she has huge mental health issues and everything. So, but yeah, way fun. Yeah, I hear ya. Well, just do what you can when you can, and I'm trying to force my walking thing is like I'm really proud of myself when I go walking, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it. But it sucks ass to do. you know, but I know it's worth it. What's the matter with you, Benj? You want to come up? Well, hi, Benj. Ah, no. Hang on a sec. I got it. Well, hi. Ew. It's a little gross. This is why I need my cell phone back. Especially because I don't let. I hate Hello. I could have killed him the other day. I could have fucking killed him. See, he's. I'm trying to train him with this. Well, I've had this shock collar, and I've been trying to train him to, whenever he gets, his attention gets diverted to something or whatever, and he wants to chase. Even if he's not actually going to chase something, whenever he looks like he might take off or whatever to go chase something, and everything, I make him lay down. Like I always have them on the leash. I always have him on the leash, but I like to let him have the freedom to not be, but I want to make sure he's not going to chase anything. So I got in the habit of making him lay down whenever we pass by anything, or whenever anything happens where he wants to go and chase something. I make him lay down, and it's been working great. And I have him trained fairly well. I know. That's why I'm I was outside with him playing, and I had him. I had him off a leash, and everything was fine. And then my neighbor, which I didn't know the guy was my neighbor at the time, but I'd never seen him before. But he lives across because there's a house on the corner of the corner next door, and there's a fence there. And I didn't know this at the time, but because his dog he and Benji, like there's a fence between him and everything, but the dog is outside and Benji sees him and he goes up and tries to, not like, he just kind of barks and gets whatever, and jumps around, and they can't get to each other because of the fence, but still he kind of tries to. I'm like, I make him lay down and make him come to me and lay down and chill out, and then I distract him with because we play fetch, and I distract him and he goes off and takes off running, so it's not a big deal. But the other day when he was off the leash, this guy comes along with his dog and everything, and Benji, and the dog is a boy, and the dog is clearly a boy, so so Benji takes off and starts barking, and the guy's walking toward, well, it's hard to explain, but we're like, I'm here and the street is like over there, and the guy's walking up the sidewalk with his dog, right? And Benji just he just makes a beeline for the dog and starts barking at him and doesn't attack him or start anything like that, but just he just started barking and jumps all over the place and everything, and he ended up jumping onto the street, like, not like just, he was jumping all over the place, so he ends up just I'm like, he could have caused an accident, and I was mortified. So the guy was okay and the dog was okay, and I grabbed Benji and it was okay and everything, but it was fucking mortifying, and it was just horrible because he looks like a fucking, deranged lunatic when he's like that, and he's not. And then, or like other times, like he'll the woman I was telling you about who lives in the shed next door, I told you she has dogs and everything. Well, I think it was just because it was a male dog he didn't know. He is, in a sense, he doesn't, not knows him, but he's, he's had that interaction with him between the fence and everything. But at that point, he's, number one, he's on a leash. He was on the leash, and number two is so he couldn't physically get to the dog even if he wanted to, and everything. But it was just really horrible timing. I'm grateful that yeah, he was just like, who the fuck he was defending his territory and everything, but what pisses me off is just nothing to defend it from, he gets that there's a couple of people around here who well, yeah, they've never hurt me, but they're just, all the bad habits and everything, if you know what I mean, and they're not bad people. They're just, they're just I don't know how to explain it. They're nice to me and everything, but just their choices are not very good, and they're all the unhealthy shit and everything, and and he's gone after. Not gone after, but he goes and he barks and he jumps up and everything around some of them and everything, and ow. And oh my god. Ugh. But I'm saying that. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna go soon too. I have to pee. I've had to pee for like the past half hour. But it's a work in progress with him, so. But yeah, that day I could have fucking killed him, though, I'll tell you. I'm just glad that the owner was, he said that he actually came by. He came by because he knows Mark. Well, he knows who Mark. He came, and then because Mark wasn't out there when this happened, Mark was still sleeping. I guess the guy came by and I don't know how he got to Mark, but then Mark came and was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, I said, not really. And I mean, physically fine, but just really upset and pissed off that Benji would do that. And everything. It's like, did Benji get in a fight? And I'm like, well, and I told him what happened and everything. And then the guy ended up coming. I have a couple windows in my living room, and he went by, and they faced the yard and everything. He had gone by and he saw me and noticed this was my house and everything. So he just wanted to come and check above and see if we're okay, because it was really nice of him and everything. Because especially since it was my dog who had, well, not attacked, but went after his dog. Because he didn't attack him at all. He just barked at him. It was just horribly embarrassing. But he came by to make sure everything was okay, because, he saw that. I appreciate that, lady. I'm sorry. I'm not all that talkative most of the time, honestly. But my phone I can't, until I get my phone back and everything. I can't do WhatsApp. So, but yeah, I'm still alive and breathing, surviving, barely sometimes, but I'm still here. You can't get rid of me that easily. But yeah, go snore. I have to have the app to be able to scan the thing to be able to. I can't do that. I used to use it on the laptop, but I had the phone to be able to scan the code thing or whatever. So I don't have that now, so I kind of can't. So, yeah. So hopefully I'll get a phone soon. Yep. Yes, you do. I don't know how often I'm going to do this, but yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess you could always email me if you want to, but then I'm gonna try to stream here every day for a bit at some point. You emailed me? Where? I didn't get anything. Where did you email me? Really? Ah. Son of a bitch. No, I get that. I just didn't get anything. Oh, it's because I'm not signed into. I don't use that email. I use my Gmail account. So I can't get into my email. Actually, I can't get into my Gmail or my Hotmail. My the one that you I can't get into that. I got locked out because of my password and everything, and I forget what it is. But It doesn't matter, I guess. I mean, now that you found me here, it's all good. I'm still alive and kicking, somewhat. Yeah. Okay, go snore. I gotta go pee, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay. I really have to pee now. Okay, lady. Have a good night. I'm a dork. I'll pass the message. Can you, dick? Yeah, he always fucking does that. Yes, night, night, dork. I should be like that's my spot. Like Sheldon from Big Bang. He does that. He always steals my spot. You're in my spot. My spot now, bitch. Like Duck Duck Goose. Duck Duck Dog. Or Dog Dog Goose. What? What? He's got fleas now, too. All the dogs around here have fleas. I feel so bad for him because there's patches of his fur that he's been gnawing at to get rid of them or whatever that are kind of balding a little bit, and it's just really, yeah, it sucks. Trying to get rid of them, but it's hard. I don't get bitten. I don't get anything. I mean, I see him. Well, dogs scratch and bite anyway, right? They scratch and they clean themselves and everything. So it's hard. But it's funny because I thought it was like a nervous tick or something. Because, well, I noticed that he was doing it when he wanted to go out, and so I thought that's what it was. So it was just like, or when he was waiting for me, like if I'm not quite ready or if I'm trying to, whatever. But Mark said it's fleas. And his ex, who is the one who lives here too, in the shed or whatever, she has 3 dogs, and she has experience with animals and everything. So she said that's what it is. So, oh yeah. Well, it's so hot and everything sometimes and everything, and Mark gets really, he even takes him into his trailer because he is a big fan in there. And he's like, it's too hot in here. He can barely stay here sometimes when it's so hot. When it's really muggy out or something, he has a hard time staying here. So he'd say, he's like, well, I feel so sorry for Benji, and he takes him outside. And I kind of feel like, and he's not like, it's just that I feel bad because I mean, I can't, I can't turn the heat down. I can't make it better for him, but he can. He feels like Benji's better off in his trailer for a while and everything, let him cool off and stuff. So, I get a break in a sense. But it does kind of suck. I mean, I don't want him to be uncomfortable. I don't want him to be too hot. I mean, I've got a fan in here. I've got a small fan in here. I've got I bought actually the neighbor who lives upstairs. I have another small fan in the living room, and then I bought another tall standing one from my neighbor upstairs. So it's kind of funny that you should mention that because I remember years ago when my daughter was little, she ended up getting head lice, and I was living with my parents at the time and everything. No, I don't know. It's no. I don't think I couldn't afford it even if because because it's just so expensive and it's just an old house. Yeah. So we had to use that to get rid of the headlights back in the day. Way fun, but I don't know if I think that'd be a lot of hydro. I think we're okay with what I have here. I mean, I don't want to take a chance of making the hydro go up any higher and everything. And if it's too hot, Mark is okay with taking him in for a bit. So I think we're all right. Thank God summer's only a couple. I mean, not thank God. I wish it was longer. I hate winter, but really, I have no idea about that kind of stuff. Honestly, I have no idea at all. They're probably pretty expensive. I can look into it, I guess. I'll check them out. Okay. I'll keep it in mind and see. Thank you. Can you move over a bit? Ugh. I don't need anything big. I mean, I'm sure the smaller one would do fine. I mean, Mark takes him outside and washes him down and everything, gives him a shower. We have a hose outside and he gives him a bath like that, so it gets cool and everything. So Right. There. My dentures are so annoying. Yeah, I'll check that out too. I hadn't even thought of that. It's kind of funny that you should mention it now because I remember that when I first started, I have a friend um, who has a daughter who I used to babysit when I was a kid, and we still talk on Facebook sometimes or whatever. And she works, but she has a dog, and I guess she had some tea tree oil around her house, and uh, and the dog ended up getting up into the tea tree oil, and it got really sick, and she had to take it to the hospital and everything, and she had to get, she had to get, and I was, and she only had, and she had to get a surgery, and it was like $500, or it was like I don't even know what it was. It was a huge amount of money, and I thankfully had enough money at the time to be able to help her out. She had like half of what she needed and everything. I'm like, well, I think, and she was grateful as fuck, and I was really grateful I had to give it to her. I'm like, I have a dog, and plus I would just, obviously it was really important to her, so I wanted to, I couldn't not help, so, but I haven't heard tea tree oil since then. Yeah, it was pretty scary. Oh. Okay, so Google says that it's not a good idea. It says it can cause significant toxicity. And actually, I remember that now that I'm thinking about it, um, I've seen I've seen that apparently stuff that's used for humans is not safe for dogs, like to use soap and everything. I just did it, lady. They say it's not a good idea. It can be toxic. So we'll have to. I've seen I've googled it myself, and human soap is not safe for them either. In fact, I saw this some of the actually Sarah posted this thing about trying to find what to use for to get rid of fleas for puppies, or flea shampoo or whatever, and someone posted about using others. I forget what it was, but the and it was some kind of cat. It was something that wasn't specifically for dogs, but she said that she used it and it was fine. And then somebody else commented saying that's not a good idea, and it's like, that it may work, and you may kind of get away with it. I mean, just it may work for you specifically, but it's not a good idea in general, and it can be very harmful. So not to, but the problem was that the vets charged so much and everything that she didn't want to pay it. She couldn't afford it. So there was it was a bit of a back and forth and everything, and the woman was like, I'm a vet's assistant, and I can assure you this is not safe, and it's not good to tell people to use this stuff. But it wasn't any horrible fight or with anything, but it was just you know it's like anything else. If one person has an experience, a good experience with something, and every the 10 other people have a bad experience, then it's like, well, or some one person might go to a restaurant and have a horrible experience, whereas in one night, and most people have, and everybody else has had a good experience. Then they think, well, something else must have happened, or I've never had a bad experience, and it's all what their experience is. You can't, if you haven't experienced bad, then you don't know that. Then you maybe not believe that it's true, which is stupid, but it is what it is. That's what that's what that's what we heard too. But it's not just any. You have to have the one. Apparently, you have to have the one with ducks on them, because the one with ducks is what they use to clean oil off of ducks and everything. So they advertise it like that. But I haven't been able to get it. They have John Dish stuff at the store here, but it's not the one with the ducks on it. So I'll have to. I'm going to the grocery store today. Actually, I'm hoping to today, and I'm gonna try to order that. Yeah. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to find some and get it done. And if not, there's apparently some drops or something that you can buy that are really really good, but it's like $70. So I kind of, of course I would get it for Benji, but I was kind of hoping to try the duck stuff for the the duck soap first and try to see if that helps, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a cat. Lily. His ear. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see this, but can you see that? Yeah. How it's like, okay, it's not like totally balding, but it's like, you see that? My God, Jesus, do you see that? It's kind of funny. It's like a little flower. It looks like a little flower with. If it wasn't so sad, it would be funny, cute. But it's like a little flower. Uh, that sucks. I never noticed that. And his his skin he's got long hair. I don't know. He's got long hair and it's so thick that it's hard to tell. I didn't notice this at all till just now. Yeah, man. And he doesn't seem to be in pain. Like, I'm sure it's annoying as fuck and everything. And I hear him like he scratches and everything. But I mean, dogs scratch, and so it's really hard to know what is annoying him, and what's just what is just normal dog scratching. No, it's his hair. Do you see the hair there? Uh, you see that, the pattern, or the like, it's a bunch of hairs missing. I don't know if you can. I just saw that. Poor guy. There's other. It's the same thing on this other one. I don't want to. Well, that sucks. I mean, it's like, dang. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. And I can't afford a vet. I'll have to ask Mark Sex and see if she knows. God damn it, man. I don't, but I can get them. I gotta pull it because it's bothering me to see that. Like, he doesn't seem to be in any pain. He doesn't cry. He doesn't whimper. He doesn't, you know. Okay, we can try that. Ooh, dude. Oh, okay. Well, good to know. I don't smell anything. And when I have a couple of chairs in my living room that he sits on and everything when he's, just when he's chilling out to lay down or whatever. And when I first wake up or when I'm done, if I go out after done working or whatever, I'll lean over and I'll give him some love and I'll rub his, and I'll and I never smell anything. It's just the hair loss up here. And there's the same thing that I noticed where, well, I don't know if you can see this, but like right here, it's hard to tell, but in this area here, it's all when he's laying down and everything, it's a little bit easier to see. And he's so thick, and his hair is so dark and it's so thick and everything that I really don't. I have no idea. I just know that Mark said that he has them. Probably a few weeks, I guess. I don't even know. I wish I did. I feel like, you know, but I'm not really sure. What's that, mites? See, that's the thing. I don't feel anything. I don't feel any. The cat doesn't seem to be in any kind of anything. Oh, please. I don't feel anything. I mean, not that. I mean, the cat doesn't seem to be any. I don't. I mean, I don't pay attention to her a ton or whatever, but she doesn't. I mean, she. I mean, I see her and everything, but I don't notice anything any different. And I know that Sarah was actually showing me. I think that because she asked me if I was getting bitten by them. I said I haven't felt them at all. I mean, I get. Well, I thought that Sarah made it kind of sound like they do because she was saying that that if you find one, you can't just squish it. You got to rip the head off. And I thought, well, and she says, do you get any itching in your feet and everything? I'm like, I don't get any itching. I get bug bites. I'm pizza for mosquitoes, but I don't get but I haven't felt anything else. So I don't know. Although I will say that I know that when we had the headlights, we had to, not just that, but, well, years ago, as much as I hate to admit it, I got bed bugs from not next, but a boyfriend I had. And I ended up going home to my family, speaking of Lily, and I didn't know I had them at the time, which was horrible, and I ended up bringing them there, and so my mom Googled it, and it said that you have to put everything into a dryer for either you have to bag everything up for like 48 hours or 2 weeks, or there was some whatever, or you have to put everything into a dryer and heat it up for like a half an hour, and that's what gets rid of them. And I'm thinking that because I know that you have to wash the bedding and everything with these too, but we don't. But we don't have a dryer, and Mark just does everything and then hangs it up outside. So I'm not sure if that is that if I'm not sure if that's good, like if that's okay. Like I'm not sure if that was gonna if it just dawned on me. So I remember having to do that for the bed bugs and everything. And if you have to have it at a certain heat to dry, then I'm wondering if I really hope that we don't have to take it to the laundromat. It's a huge expense. And now Benji's gonna get all jealous. What do you want? Look at this. She's a dick. See, I feel stuff in her hair too, but I mean, I don't know what it is, but I feel like little bumps or whatever, and I don't know if it's anything bad or she's fat as fuck. I don't know how she gets so fat. I mean, I've seen fatter cats, but I'm trying to, but I feel stuff on her forehead. I feel stuff like up on here, but I don't know if it's anything bad. I don't notice if she itches. I don't look at her enough to know, or don't see her enough to know if she itches. Oh, okay. I think I'm done with you guys. Okay, guys, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down. Ah! Right. Okay, bench down, please. I'm done with dogs for now. I'm kind of getting tired too, actually. Uh, uh, well, if that's true, then that sucks. Oh well, we'll do what we gotta do, I guess. Never know. Crossing fingers. I think I'm gonna try to get some sleep too, lady. I'm tired. Right, I'm gonna try to do that for sure. I'm gonna get some tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll do that. And if not, then we'll go with the drops. But yeah, cross fingers it works. Yes, my dear. Okay, have a good night, sweetie. Mwah.